Recording and streaming is up.
Hell yeah.
I can see something. I'm good.
Young Joe, I would highly recommend potentially purchasing something to help you with school down the line. Something kind of portable, fits in the bag, shape of a rectangle, kind of opens up a bit, has a nice screen on it.
I believe they make a thing like that that'll sit on your lap.
Yes.
Right on top of your lap.
I mean, they don't recommend doing that unless you want to, never have kids, and then by all means, go ahead, just throw that shit right on there.
And just
Crank
bake your lap. Yeah, right.
Christo,
Yeah.
you want to send out the link, bro?
For what line?
Let her know we're live.
She should. I got her subscribed.
Yeah, I just spent $300 on that next piece of armor, so.
I mean, I just got a message. Hold on. It should just pop up for.
Okay. Just making sure. Joe, we got you a new fan.
Woo!
That reminds me. I'll pull up Twitch too.
Tried to convince a friend of mine in Austria to watch a stream, but
I mean, that'd be like 2 a.m. for them.
Yeah,
In
it is
Austria?
like 2 a.m. for him right now.
In Austria.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
We have friends in other countries. It's fine.
He's British, but he lives in Austria.
Are they also a little Hungary?
I mean, he's pretty short.
Let's see if I have the power to do this.
Fireman.
He's shorter than me, I think, and that's saying something.
You are pretty short.
You are correct.
I do like the Sturmgewehr.
But I also speak from a very biased point of view.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Donnie, can you hear us?
How's the air?
Donnie?
I don't think he. No, he's muted or he's deafened.
Did
so he
he
can't hear us.
accidentally deafen himself?
No, I deafened him.
Okay.
Hey, Donnie, what's going on, bro?
What?
You motherfucker.
How's the
What
oxygen up there, Donnie?
So, the fuck y'all say about me?
Oh, nothing.
He kept asking how the oxygen was up there.
Yeah, it must be pretty bad because you weren't responding.
I see we're playing the Jackbox Party Packs.
Is that right?
Yes.
Cool.
According to Twitch here.
Yeah, you know. Jackbox party packs.
Yes.
Yeah, it's called On the Hunt. Jackbox Party Packs. Very cool.
Duh.
So what the fuck y'all say about me?
Oh, nothing, man.
I didn't say shit.
I feel lied to right now.
Donnie, you were a very pleasant
Donnie,
individual.
why would I say anything to you that I wouldn't say to your face? Or behind your back, you know what I mean.
Yo, Christo
Besides-
just subscribed with Twitch Prime. Hell yeah.
Woo!
What?
Who just subscribed? Because it sure as fuck wasn't Christo.
Do you know
Yeah.
Christo?
Fucking
Oh,
big
not
money.
Christo. My bad. My bad. My bad.
Thank you, Epic Fail Guy 2398 for the Prime subscription for 6 months.
Okay. I wonder who that is. I wonder who that could be.
My bad. Joe, I would like to donate $1 to your stream.
Dude, do it.
I don't have a Twitch account.
Oh, speaking of Joe, next time for the gathering, because I know I didn't make it this time, is it okay if I bring Liz along?
No.
Shut up.
Guys only.
Oh, thank you, Anjam Yogi, for the 6-month Prime sub.
Yeah, you know it. It's really unfortunate that I can't do it concurrently. I have to do it every
Yeah,
guys
here.
it is really annoying.
Anyways.
Network error.
What? No.
Oh no, we're good. For some reason, like Twitch shut down, like the video shut down. I just had to reload it.
We good to actually get started, gentlemen?
I'm all set.
Yeah.
Last we were here, we all left the mine with quite a bit of gold ore, excuse me. Made the harrowing trek the rest of the way, mostly on horseback, with a couple of fumbles on Sportcap and Graw's part. Pushed further to try and find some sort of shelter within the city gates. Upon getting to the city gates, there was a confrontation, to say the least, with the guard currently posted all throughout and outside the city walls. And the three ruffians that decided to be the face of the party. You all were let in, but warned that you're being watched. And then upon getting to the first inn you could see, you decided to bed down for the night. You were offered 2 rooms. They were lavishly adorned with wet walls in the basement and absolutely no furniture except for bedrolls. You know, prototypical adventuring shit. You were charged a modest fee of $3 gold per room, right? 1 gold, 3 gold. I think it was 3.
I think it was 3.
Yeah, 3 gold per room.
3.
Very modest.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, probably the cheapest you could find within the city, you know, without saying a goddamn word. Upon resting your heads, trying to get some shut-eye, Swarcap decided to play a lovely little tune and put his friends to sleep, except after a few minutes of play, scratching started to happen at the door, and a wave of rats busted down the door and stayed entranced until Sporecap had stopped. They were hungry. You all looked like something to eat.
Delicious.
And the party decided to eradicate the rats, leaving a bloody mess up on the floor. The door was repaired the following day, thanks to Graw, after he decided to attempt a murder the Sporecap, who was playing a jaunty tune, not necessarily putting 2 and 2 together, but, you know, making an inference.
I don't trust him.
And you were ordered, after the guard had been warned about this swarm of rats heading to a singular location, you were ordered to go to the the main hall in the city to atone for your for the situation, and that's where you met Judge Torbend. Judge Torbend let you all know that, or let, excuse me, not Graw, damn it, Yorn and Carl know that it is what it is. It's fine. Make the repairs that are necessary. Pay the damages, and also offered a opportunity to acquire the gold or the diamonds that you were in search of.
Yes.
He said that it would take about 2 days to acquire, and he informed you where he lived.
Yep.
His interest was highly piqued, with Carl in his half drow, half dwarf, half chest, half city guard visage.
Hey, now I was nice and cleaned up as a half drow, half elf, half elf or half drow, half dwarf lawyer.
Yeah, I was going to say he was also a lawyer at the time.
That's right. Yes, a lawyer. A lawyer for an adventuring group on the road who has made it clear that he knows how to kill.
Yes.
Right. Definitely. Certainly.
And I am an artisan. I have made that perfectly clear that I am.
That too.
Yes.
You know, a man of all feats and wonders and trades. However, where we had left off was the return of Carl and Yorn back to the
The door
tavern,
that's being made.
the door that's being made by Graw and a bunch of random passerbys after they've been paid. That's where we left off.
Okay. Incredible. I love this. All right. Well, Carl, back we go.
Yep.
This is going to be a good time.
By the way, the condition of the door, pretty good.
Yeah.
It's looking pretty reputable for being made by a monster who doesn't know how to woodwork incredibly well.
Yeah. Yeah, so I guess, I'm going to come back and lay eyes on it. It's still outside, right? He's still working on it or finishing up or whatever.
Mhm.
Okay. And I'm going to go, well, holy
Missing-
shit. Nice
Missing a
job,
couple
bro.
bits and bobs to
Yeah,
fix it, but
Yeah, very nice job. This is actually looking pretty good. I was expecting just, a rectangle.
Well, I mean, it's just 4 corners. I mean, how hard is it to chop 4 corners?
Well, the wood does tend to split sometimes, especially with a giant axe like yours. So this is turning out really well. Nice job. Nice job. Also, none of us are going to jail, and we might be able to get a lot of diamond dust, which is pretty sweet. So, yeah. So that was actually not a bad time. Well, except for the rats. That sucked. Yeah. All right. Well, do you need a hand finishing this up?
How far along does the door look right now?
you're missing what would essentially be a handle, the hinges, and ways to put the pieces together.
Okay.
But all the planks are cut to size.
Okay. I'll just kind of look over my creation and say, I don't think I can do the smaller things.
No, that's okay. All right. I'll run inside and check where the demolished door is and see if I can gather hinges and a handle.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm gonna go in there. Would that be perception or investigation?
Yeah, roll an investigation check if you'd like. Determine how many components you're actually going to need to find.
You don't know what goes into a door.
I found a handle.
Roll
Yes, this door is made of door.
That is a mental check, so roll one.
Oh,
more.
right. Yes.
Oh dear lord.
Yep. I just want to see that one. All right.
Oh,
damn it.
We're there. Yeah.
All right, so you were able to easily find the handle. It is made of metal, so it's not easily broken by a swarm of rats. The hinges do seem to be busted, and no nails or anything are salvageable.
All right. All right. So I grab the handle, walk back out, and drop off the handle, and go. Okay, keep an eye on this. I'm gonna go find a smith. I had to think. I'm like, what would it be? It would be a smith. So then I go back into the bar and ask the barkeep, "Where's your local smith?"
Oh. One moment. Sorry. The local smith would be in the industrial district of the town. Closer to the port itself.
Okay, thank you very much. I gotta go grab you some hinges, and then your door will be back in tip-top shape.
Well, that's very kind of you. I see that the giant one is doing his best.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I was expecting, worse. So, huzzah! He has no woodworking experience, obviously. So,
Could have fooled me.
yeah. I go, well, I'll be back with the hinges. So,
Yeah.
and then I go out and I guess if anyone wants to come with, I go to the industrial district and start looking for the smithy.
Well, we're gonna need someone that's gonna be able to smelt down all this gold and shit. However, so I'm trying to recall the actual like condition and how much compared to the other door for like the room that didn't get mauled by rats. The quality of craftsmanship in these doors. What's the difference between the two?
Oh, in the basement.
Yes.
That one is literally just acting as a partition, separating the room from the hallway. It's nothing fancy whatsoever. It is like 5 slats with a cross slat binding them all together.
Yeah.
Okay then.
So essentially, what Graw is building right now is an equivalency.
Perfect. Then I won't give a shit about actually using like wood carver's tools and the screwdriver to make it nicer. No,
Sure.
fuck that.
Sure.
Yeah, I honestly
okay.
would assume that whatever Graw is making is probably better than the other doors because it's newer. It hasn't probably seen decades of wear and tear.
Much younger wood.
Yeah, exactly. No termite holes.
Sport cap.
Yes.
Roll a Constitution save.
Okay. It's assuming I can open up my character sheet.
Everyone else, please continue how you were going.
Sure.
Yeah, get back to me.
Would I happen to have enough random bits of metal and stuff that I would use for preparing spells to basically make at least? Well, do I really need nails on this thing?
To put the hinges in
to
place.
assemble all the wood, the
Yeah.
wood together. Sure.
Fine, I guess. God damn it.
To fix the hinges to the door. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it'll be cheaper with nails than it would be with screws, so we're going with a couple nails. We won't need tools because you have those at least, so I figured we'd just go to the smithy, and I was just going to ask him for some cheap hinges and cheap nails, if he's got any, and that'd be that. I highly doubt this is going to cost much.
No. All right. Well, in that case, I'll go with you to, because I'm assuming the industrial district's where we're gonna have to go to try and get all this goddamn gold ore smelted.
Yeah, I figured you could come with, because then you can, maybe we should be a little less, or a little more conspicuous about showing the gold to the smithy.
Well, I mean, it's in the bag of holding, so.
Right. Well, I just meant, big town, even though there's a bunch of guards, probably not a great idea to go flashing money everywhere. But,
but asking, hey, where would someone go to get stuff smelted if they had a bunch of ore smelt? And not specify the type of ore until we get there.
Exactly. Yes. Okay. Cool. So I guess me and you head on over there. I don't know what everybody else is doing besides Graw. Does anyone else want to come to the smith? I mean, I'm going to ask about scale plate as well. Was it scale plate?
Oh.
Scale mill.
Yeah. Because I need some of that, so I was going to need to bum a bit. I believe it was... They should be around 50 gold, so I'll need to snag a bit of that. But then my armor class should be back to 17, which will be nice.
What was that
Anyone wanna go
Constitution
shop?
save?
Yes, please.
All right.
Anybody else want to come look at armor?
I'm gonna stay at the inn.
I'm staying at the inn by my door, or piece of wood.
Yes. Yes.
Edo was just sitting there with a hammer in his hand, looking around, confused.
Did anyone else's armor or any...
The size of the hammer is essentially like a
It's a war hammer to shadow.
Right. But for most people, it's like a someone would use for a chisel, hammer and chisel. It's very small.
Gotcha. Did any? I mean, I guess I should ask just to remind everyone. Did anyone else have their armor or weapon rusted? Would
Nope.
you like new of that? Because that's why I'm going.
9.
Well, I mean, I need to get my axe fixed, but I figured only.
We can let Brock
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that might be a very specific smith. Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. Then yeah. Anyone that wants to come with, let's go.
So that
yeah.
would be Carl, Yorn, and Samur.
No, I wasn't damaged though.
Oh, I thought you,
You
said
didn't get
mine.
touched?
That's why
Yeah,
I
I
was
thought you
I said
said
9.
Oh,
9.
9.
9.
Okay.
Got it.
No.
All right. Then yeah, let's go. So wander on down by the port.
Okay.
A nice bustling area, I would expect. Or is
Definitely.
I was gonna
No,
say,
no,
or is
there-
it totally
there's-
like barren?
There's a fair amount of ships coming in, going out.
Cool.
A lot of heavy traffic on the waterway. A lot of sailors, from what you can tell, are coming off their ships, unloading. From what you can see, grain, various types of goods for trade. Some of them are bringing precious materials to the industrial district to see if they can get a sale for it. But heavy activity in this area.
Okay.
The transition, from what you can tell, goes from a typical roadway to something that is beaten, heavy, charred. The road transitions pretty heavily.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Sporket.
Did it work? I can't see
Yep,
anything.
I see it on the screen.
We
I
got a
know.
roll.
What'd I get?
You
3.
rolled a
Well,
6.
6. With
Oh,
your,
good.
I turn to Carl and go, keep an eye on your pocketbook. Oh, right.
Yeah. As he is now back in his more normal version of the drow dwarven form
Yeah.
with the long flowing locks. And as he kind of like buttons up the shirt a bit to hide the glowing tattoo.
Yeah. And I just kind of keep, checking wherever I keep my wallet. I guess I never really specified that. But yeah. Basically just keep checking whatever pouch that is in to make sure, since we're in a really crowded area, I don't want no pickpocket running off with my shit. So,
I mean, the only pickpocket around here is me, so.
well, you never know down by the docks. That's where they usually hang out, I would expect.
I just wish that the
This
stuff I
is-
could make via prestidigitation would last more than a round.
Right?
I'm sorry, non-magical trinket or illusionary image that can last until your next turn. So yeah, a round.
Yeah. So yeah. I guess I look around. Do I spot the smith or a smith?
No, but after asking a few questions and about an hour's worth of travel, you do eventually make it to the smithy. He is in the far back corner of.
Oh, okay.
He's in a far back corner of the industrial area. As you enter the building, it is a large building on the outside, but relatively compact. It is hot when you get in, as the the forge is definitely operational.
Nice.
And you see in front of you 2 men. The first man you see is a customer. He is wearing plate mail. He has a long sword sheathed on his back, and above that is a rather large shield with an emblem neither of you recognize.
Okay.
And then there is another man behind the desk. Oddly enough, he is a very lanky man, has a bit larger than normal forearms, but human, long hair, scraggly. He looks dirty. They're talking for a little bit, and then finally the man in the plate mail. Thank you. All right, have yourself a wonderful day. And he turns around to see you two, says, "Gentlemen," walks through the door and leaves.
I guess
How fancy was that guy's plate armor?
It definitely looks like it has seen its fair share of wear and use.
It had an insignia though, so I'm guessing it's got some decent.
His shield did.
Was there any other decorative elements or embellishments on the armor or anything like that?
Some color from not a cloak, but like adornments he's tried to put within some of the plate pieces to stand out a little bit. Cloth. It was a red and orange combination.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. I'll make a note of the or mental note of the insignia, and
all right,
just kind of go on from there. And Carl will approach the desk of the smithy and
yes. We're looking for some nails and some hinges. Would you happen to have anything?
Yeah, nothing too fancy. It's for the cheap inn in town.
Yeah, I have what you need. You might fare better at a general store than getting it from me, but sure.
Well,
I mean,
if that's for a cheaper
you didn't have
one,
to
then
come all the way out here. I mean,
well, I also need some new armor. Ran into some what were they called?
Rust monsters.
Rust monsters, and this happened, and I kind of show my plate.
That ain't good.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know if you can repair it, I don't know what that costs, or just if I need a new one. Or, I mean, if you got something a little stronger, that would be awesome too. I just don't know,
I don't think I would have anything on hand, but I might be able to fashion you something given a little bit of time, a little bit of coin.
Yeah, of course. We should be here
fit to your size.
Yes. We should be here for a few days. So, I mean, and I can always make a return at some point to grab something.
A few days? How long's a few days to you?
I don't know. I look over at Carl. How long are we going to be here, you think?
At least probably. So he turns to the smithy and, well, the other half of the business that we're here on is we've been prospecting a little bit here and there in some of the hills and happened to strike a couple of ore veins, and we're looking for a smeltery in town as well. And we have some ores we'd like to get smelted to refine the metals.
Depending on the metal, I could end up using it for your friend's material here.
No.
It's
a
soft,
different.
unfortunately.
Yeah, it's not the same type of metal.
Okay. Here, why don't you come on back so I can take your measurements if you're placing an order for a new outfit.
Sure.
All right.
I go on back.
I'll reach out to the tanner to see if I can get the leathers necessary for it. That won't be too much of an issue. And he starts taking your measurements. About a half hour goes by. He records everything necessary. Gets the proper... He is meticulous with his notes. It is a little eerie.
Oh, this should be some good scale mail then.
I mean, it's going to be comfortable. That's
of course. Thank you.
For.
Did you make that set of plate for the other gentleman?
No, that was my dad. He's no longer with us, and this is what he left me. Hooray!
I understand. Being left a legacy is not always the easiest task.
I mean, I'm good at what I do. I just don't find fun in it.
Understandable.
Yeah.
I completely understand.
So,
now,
mail. Is that what you're looking for? Are you looking for an equivalent?
Are you
looking for an upgrade?
Yeah, I was wondering, an upgrade. I guess, and out of character, I don't really know what like one step up would be. Would that just be plate mail?
I believe it would be.
Okay, then yeah. How much would plate be?
Give me a minute. I
Whoa,
believe
guys, I rolled a 6.
did.
Yes. You just now saw your roll?
Yep.
It's
I
there.
see.
It's there. But yeah, I do. I do have a little bit of gold, but if
Well, I
I could
mean-
still get the 50 to start, I mean, either way, the higher my AC, the better for the whole party. So I figure, why not? If it's not
Wait.
too expensive.
So you had scale mail, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, so an upgrade from that would be either going up to a breastplate, which is the same AC but no disadvantage on stealth, or half plate, which is disadvantage on stealth but it adds 1 to the AC. And then from there you can go up to the like the heavy armors.
I don't remember if I can wear heavy armor.
Yeah, scale mail would be
Ah,
heavy
no,
armor.
yeah, okay. Huh? Scale?
Scale mail would be considered heavy armor.
Oh, okay.
All right,
really?
so
Yeah, I thought it was.
if
medium.
I were to
It's medium with disadvantage on stealth.
if
Yeah.
I were to help you out here, your current outfit would range around 65 gold and about 5 days worth of work. As your friend had said, we can go with a breastplate. That's going to be about 475 gold. It's a bit more comfortable.
Yeah.
It's covering the more vital areas. It's not as heavy. But you can also go with half plate, and that's about 820 gold. Definitely protects you a bit better. It's about the same weight as what you're currently wearing. There's no chain link, which is what really is going to take about the amount of time. Breastplate I can get done in like 2.5 days. Half plate is about 4, and yeah, scale mail is going to take me about 5.5 days.
Okay. Real quick, would you, if we had ore that needed smelting, would you be the one smelting it?
Of course, I can do it for you. I probably need to talk to a friend to get any sort of like a template made for
Okay.
your ingots. If that's what you're looking to do, if you
Alright.
want to sell it, I can take it off your hands.
Well, I'll just stick with the straight scale mail then. Those other two are a little bit higher priced than I was expecting, so.
All right. Well, that's fine. What about you? Shorter one? I don't think I've ever seen one quite like you. He looks
People
back. He
have.
looks back to Yorn. Do elves and dwarves get along now?
There's some other stuff in there too, if I remember right.
Sure. But those are like the primary traits I'm looking at the moment. As you
He's
look
got
down.
quite a few halves, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a mutt, to be honest. It's my family tree's kind of
Chaotic.
yeah,
Chaotic for
you
sure.
know, and you know the whole legacy thing. Yeah, my dad was a wizard, delving into some kind of you know how that goes.
That's fucking cool. Are you a wizard?
I can do some stuff. I'm a bit more of a artifice kind of guy myself.
Oh, so you like tinkering with shit.
Yeah.
Don't blow yourself up, man. That's not cool.
Well, I mean, he kind of gives him like a toothy grin. I mean, that's how I kind of wound up with this beautiful mug.
Right. All right.
So, tell you what, actually, because I can, Smith's tools are on that list, so I'll have to see what I can do with those. But
Yay.
I should be able to make or help make some stuff actually. I'll look that up here in the meantime. In any case, so basically, what would you charge for smelting a bunch of ore? Do you have like a kind of a going rate, or does it? How's that?
I mean, like I said, if you want ingots, that's one thing. I can't Wait, what are you smelting?
Carl look at Yorn for a bit and kind of like look back at the guy, and you seem like an upstanding fella.
Sure.
We have a
Um,
a small bit of gold ore to kind of smelt up. That's not a whole ton, but a few choice pieces here and there from what we were kind of prospecting a bit.
you too, huh? All right. Let's take a look at it. You're not the first person to tell me that you have gold.
Oh, someone else has been poking along in the hills, huh?
In the
As
hills? No. Some fucking sailors over the sea, just like, oh, I found this while I was on an adventure, and it's fucking bullshit.
ah,
All right.
all right. Well, hang on a minute while I get a sample or two, and just uh, uh, this will just be weird, but it's okay. And he'll reach into his mouth and pull out a couple chunks of ore.
Whoa! What the fuck, man?
Yeah. Like I said, Dad is a bit of a wizard. Did some experimenting in his day, and things got weird in the old family tree. So he sets the perfectly dry ore on the counter.
How much of it? Like, what's the weight that
I'd say
you're
like a
looking at?
pound or two.
Okay. He takes a look at like the chunk or two that you hand him, and he's just like, "All right, this I can work with." So in the process, you're gonna lose some of your material. It'll burn off the
Sure.
impurities.
50%, I'd say. Because I believe that was
Do
the number
you do this for a living?
I,
He's a
I
bit of an
tinker
artist.
a bit, and yeah, exactly. I've had to deal with making materials and working with what I can. It's a process sometimes. I don't have the tools or the setup to do it on a proper scale. If it was like a smaller chunk and I only needed like a little bit, I'd probably be able to fix something up. But anything more than like a couple ounces worth at a time, I really can't do. I don't have a proper shop, unfortunately.
All right, all right. Cool. So, yeah, you're only gonna get maybe, I don't know, like 3/4 of a pound of what you just handed me. Um, it's not enough to make an ingot. Get a few chunks out of it for sure. I
If
can't make
I
any like coin out of it. That's not
Well,
my
no, we wouldn't be
forte,
looking
and
for
that's also
coin. We'd be just looking for ingots.
yeah,
We
okay.
we do have a bit more. That's just a sample to show you what we've got.
All
But
right.
I'm just kind of I'm curious as to like kind of what going rate would be on things here.
Sure. I don't know, man. I could charge you if you wanted it all back. I could charge you maybe like what? Maybe 15 gold a pound.
All right, and you basically see Carl pull out a like a small notepad or something. He's just kind of doing the math real quick. So we get
Semi-precious metal. You're gonna get a good return on it, depending on who you sell it to. He'll take some time away from making his gear.
and at 15 a pound.
If you were working with something simpler, be it cheaper, but also so with the metal.
Okay, that yeah. Maybe if we let you have a portion. I mean, to be fair, we could let you have a portion of the gold if that would be kind of a fair trade. Let you keep a bit that you smelted off for your own uses or trade or whatnot and what have you.
Well, how much do you have then if you're willing to make part
Well,
with some of it then?
I might have something you possibly would be interested in as well. It seems you you kind of have an interest in magic, huh?
I mean, whatever the fuck Scott going on with him is interesting. Far more interesting than the shit I do day to day.
So I've got this, and I bust out this necromancy tome that I've had for a while. That I got, and I explained to him I got it, and it, you know, as much detail as he feels like hearing. I go into how we went into a room that was basically like flesh monsters and fucking weird shit, and you know, and I found this cool necromancy tome. It's mainly a conjuration tome, and it'll conjure something. I've never tried it out, but if he could maybe dock the price on all the gold and maybe a little bit off of by, you know, um, scale mail, like basically do it as a package deal and knock some off, or even just the gold cost.
I mean, you show him the book. Do you give him the book for him to look at?
Yeah, if he wants to look at it, yeah.
I mean, I can only believe you so much, and what's written here. I don't know that.
Oh, well, if you want,
do you
proof,
understand? Do you understand what's written?
I don't know that
I mean,
I've attempted to read it yet.
I don't think I can read this.
Well, if he wants proof, can I do a perception to see if there's a random rat around the room?
Sure.
I'm sure there is. Oh, please roll. Christ, really? Well,
You're pretty sure that majority of the rats within a fair amount of range were eradicated last night in a very harrowing attempt.
Yeah, clean the city.
I was gonna attempt a cool thing. Yeah,
I mean, all right. So depending on how much you're actually giving me to work with, 15 gold is a going rate. Considering I only got like 2 pounds in my hand. If it's a larger portion, I can cut that by a fair amount. More work. I can cut into my profits a little bit. I don't mind that. But if you're only giving me like 2 pounds to work with, then I gotta charge you for it.
Oh, okay.
So
what if we had, and I look at Carl, how much?
If we had a fair bit, say, north of, I don't know, 100 pounds, maybe about 200.
Now we're talking.
I don't think it's going to get that high, but because there's some other stuff, potentially some other things that be mixed in there.
Yeah,
but
we haven't actually weighed it, but it's a lot.
Yeah.
Sure. Now, if you have like 100 pounds worth of this shit or more, I can look at charging closer to maybe 5-6 gold a pound.
Does that sound better?
That's significantly better.
Okay.
He was charging you 15 for 2 pounds.
Yeah, I just meant like, is that doable? Because I don't have the numbers on me, so I'm asking Carl, like, will that do, or is that still a little too high?
So it is 50 coins per pound, yes?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so we have roughly about a little over 3,100 worth of gold coin worth of just gold. That being said, at 6 gold a pound for 157 pounds, that's 942 gold. That brings us down to about 2,200 worth of gold, give or take a coin or two. Before we trade the 600 for the 300 diamond we need. But before, at 15 coins for the 157,
right,
that was like 2,300 gold on its own, and would leave us with basically like 100 gold leaving the city if we were to get that right.
Carl, do you have any magical items that might sweeten this deal? You have anything you don't need?
Well, let me kind of see what I got here, and By the way, do you need any tools? Do you need anything? I can kind of make tools. I've been pretty good at it.
So can I, man.
Fair enough.
Pretty good at it too.
I always have to ask because as a bit of an artisan myself, I would love to help others, but I can at least make. I should be able to make the casts for you for the ingots. I can probably help with that.
That'll help.
But as I'm kind of looking through here, uh,
I mean, for the amount of ingots you're looking to make, I'm looking at probably like 10. Yeah, 10 casts to bore into, given enough time. So if you got that, that's 200 gold right there.
Oh, okay.
yeah, I can make those. And basically, I'm looking through the tools here, and I'm thinking, essentially, I'd probably be using like the potter's tools to make like the. I'm assuming it's like the sand lost form casting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I would either be using that or like glass blower's tools to make the casts. That'd not be it. It'd be more. I'm
No.
assuming it'd be more the potter's tools or the
It'd be
mason's tools.
Pottered or masons, yeah. You'd want something that has the capability of retaining its shape appropriately
Yeah.
with that super hot metal.
Okay. Well, at least an ingot, like a nice, just square ingot's an easy
Yeah.
thing to make.
Yep.
Yeah.
Um,
And it's easy to stack, so it'll be easier to move.
yeah, I can use a
It's like
screwdriver to help
pieces.
make that then.
Right.
So I can do that as long as he's got the like you have the sand for like making the molds and stuff here, or would I need to source that?
You might need to source it, but if you're just getting the raw material, I don't see why it would cost you too much.
No,
That's
that would
the
be a big deal.
the craftsmanship of it all. That's what's the upcharge, and it was about 20 gold per cast.
right,
So
I can make those for you as long as I can get the sand. That won't be a problem. As far as magical things, let's see here.
I'm not looking for anything magical. My interest was piqued.
All right.
It's definitely.
I was
you know,
just hoping to, get another couple gold off or something. No worries.
I mean, like he was saying, 100 pounds is like 5 or 6 gold a pound. That's not too bad. That's not robbing you blind. I mean,
No, it's
like the
not.
rest
It's
of the
not.
fucking
No.
city. If there's more, then you can go lower. It's fine.
All good. We just need to buy basically a horse and carriage, and I'm kind of worried about how much that kind of thing is going to cost. So
I mean, just stop fucking pulling my leg. How much are you looking for me to do?
Well, I mean, could you maybe drop it to like 4?
Listen,
At how
we have
much weight?
we have
What's the weight I'm looking
157 pounds of gold.
All right. 4 is fine.
All right, we got a
4 is
deal.
Fair deal.
I'll
Hell
help
yeah.
make the casts and get those to you.
That'll
And,
save you. It'll save you that much more.
Hell yeah.
All right. So, cast will take a little time on your end to make. I got my forge going pretty well. I can start working on your armor if that's necessary. In the meantime, I'll have to go get some leathers fitted for your outfit.
Thank
You
you.
said
Much.
you only wanted the chain?
Yeah, just the scale. That'll
Alright.
do. The other
Alright,
stuff
that's
I'm
not
gonna have
bad.
to save up a bit for. That's the party's gold that we're having smelted, not just mine, sadly.
Oh, so it's not just you two?
No. There's a few more of us. You might see them walking around. They're
Hard to miss.
I highly doubt that. I don't leave all that often.
depending on if they need anything.
All right. Well, if you have any more business for me, send it my way. I hope to see you soon when you have the materials necessary. Careful, those casts, while not large, do get heavy. And I'll get working on your stuff.
Perfect.
All right. Thank you very much.
I
Do you have a
project, given that I'm the only one here, your armor, sir, is going to take about 5 days, and the rest of your casted Ingots are going to cost you about 3 more days on top of that.
Yep.
All
Given
right.
that it takes time for solid form and not exceptionally hot.
Also, I might be able to help you with some of that in the time frame as well. At the very least, I can pour out molten metal. I'm expecting that to be a very. I may not be crafty at making armor, but certainly I can help pour into the cast and help kind of work the forge if that, or the smelter if that helps at all.
Certainly. I mean, if you want to work while I'm asleep, I don't mind. Keep the clock going.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Excellent. Now, an important question: is there some place where we can drop off this gold ore here?
Somewhere safe.
I mean, no one goes behind this desk
Excellent.
without my permission.
You have a spot where you want it, because I can drop it off here.
I mean, he points to a trunk that is like right next to his forge.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Yep.
And Carl will wander over there and.
No,
So
you don't.
like magic, huh?
No, you don't.
What?
You walk up to the bench or the counter where he's essentially
Yes.
been talking with you the entire time, and as soon as you try to walk past it, your mind like flutters and you can't walk past
Oh, he literally meant no one gets past here.
without his permission.
Huh.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, I feel much better about leaving the gold here now.
That is a really neat trick.
That's
I
awesome.
might want to take a look at that later. Actually,
Yeah,
if you
that
don't
is
mind.
awesome.
That was my
But
dad.
may I?
Your dad. Who was your dad, if you don't mind me asking?
Pretty good at his job.
He seems like it.
He had a friend or two help him with that.
Okay. I was
And,
gonna say I've never met any smithy that's able to do something like that.
No.
Okay.
He had a couple of contacts. A wander passerby ended up
Sure.
becoming a good friend.
Very cool. Very
Yeah.
cool.
All right. My name's by the way, my name's Tenny.
Ah, yes. I'm sorry. I'm Yorn.
Nice to meet you, Yorn.
Carl,
Thanks,
nice to
man.
meet you.
Carl, you can come on back and put your gold in the trunk.
Excellent. Remember when I said things are going to get weird? They're going to get real weird. As he wanders over, and just kind of opens up and just all of a sudden just starts dumping out of his mouth gold ore into the trunk.
All right. He is
So,
like jaw to the floor in the astonishment of what you're doing, essentially vomiting up
yes.
vomiting up gold ore chunks.
So, Carl, can you get a little shorter than the desk and maybe show him your chest form? I think he might get a kick out of that.
What's this now?
No. Let's leave. Don't worry.
For
about
another
that.
time? Okay,
Another
okay.
time.
For another time.
No, that's 157 pounds worth of gold ore
All right.
in that trunk.
Stay right there for a second. He starts drafting up a promissory note, basically
Yes.
saying that he's dedicating
Yes.
X amount of his time and X amount of the value exchange.
Sure. Sweet.
Yep.
Very awesome.
Beautiful.
We
We
have
now
a
have
receipt.
weight in the bag of holding. We have room.
Yep.
And we still have plenty of ore, actually, as it turns out, because we have the amethyst ore, the silver ore.
I was gonna say we got some silver too. Yeah.
Yes.
We might be coming back to you a few more times.
Well, the
once
silver
we
we're going to
get-
give to Brock. We're going to take that to him.
Oh, right. We don't even
for-
need to get that smell. Right. Okay.
Yeah, that we're going to give that to him and basically be like, here you go. Here's like credit for whatever we're going to do next. You're probably needing silver.
Yeah. Either way, I have a feeling we might meet again once we take care of something that we have kind of a time limit on. we might be back out by the port. So,
Sounds good.
Yep. And I will definitely tell others to come your way for any smithing needs.
It'll be a while before I can get to their work, but sure.
Well, thank you very much. We better go. Well, now we got to hit a normal general store and grab the hinge and nails.
All right.
Yeah, the other random crap we need.
Yeah, we got to make a door.
I will be right back. You guys keep doing your thing.
Yep.
And while I know he's stepping away, unfortunately, I would use. I'll wait for him to get back and be like, so before we leave, I'm just trying to think if we can. Tiny non-magical object. Okay. Static visual.
I was really I forgot we pretty much wiped out all the fucking rats. I was really hoping to find a rat because I was going to use sapping sting to kill it and then animate dead to bring it back and just wow him. And then of course see if I could knock off some price. But hey, 4 gold, that's not bad.
Oh yeah, especially plus the amount we're getting back on
Right.
saving money with the casts.
Yep. I was like, yeah, all that together, we should be doing pretty good. So, hell yeah. Stoked on that. So, we need hinges. Then we got to go see the Tybalt, the judge. I believe that was his name. We got to go see him over by the lighthouse or in the lighthouse. I don't know. But yeah. Well, Westgate
I would rather see him once we have some gold bars in hand so that we can just be like,
oh, true.
Here you go. Here's your money.
Well, plus he said it would take a few days, so.
Yeah.
I guess what else do you have on the docket for looking around in town? Being that it's a port town, I have a feeling we'll be able to find pretty much anything we want.
General store is definitely going to be something that I need. A jeweler will definitely be on the list, unfortunately. Just because I need a couple of things.
Yeah.
For my spells. Does it consume this? Yes, it does. So I'll definitely need some jade.
We have a bunch of random jewels. Let me see. So,
it was emerald, ruby, diamond, and amethyst that we picked up. Unless there was like in the mix of precious gems, we picked up some like random jade and stuff.
Okay, and then also, didn't we? Somebody found some gems and stuff under a dead guy near the shadow monsters as well.
I don't know if I got those listed, but
and I don't know what they were. But I
that would
remember
have been Shadow that found him.
Ruby dust, which we have rubies.
Yeah. Other than that, the only other thing under my list is that we have 40 gold worth of diamonds, and we found 10 more. Oh, that's what it was. We found 10 more gold worth of diamonds.
Oh, I added everything
under a dead guy in the cave. Okay.
Yeah.
So we have 50 gold worth of diamonds, unless you have more from other stuff we found.
Basically, as far as the gems go, it's 30 gold worth of emerald, 64 gold worth of ruby, and 65 gold worth of diamond.
Nice. All right. We're well on our way. Oh, what were the homebrew rules? How many people are going to get their stuff?
Ruby is something that I can use for spells. I just need a little bit of jade, which shouldn't be too hard to find around here. And if you'll give it to me, then just gimme, then that's perfect.
I meant like
otherwise,
scars. I forgot how much we need diamond dust per to fix that.
For greater restoration.
Down. Yeah, whatever it is.
I think it was like
100 gold worth each.
Per.
Yeah, 100 gold worth each. We already have technically 100 gold worth because we have another 65 gold worth of actual diamond right now, with
Okay.
40 gold of that. 40 gold of dust on its own.
Oh,
And we have
okay.
another 65 gold worth of diamond, which is why we just need 300 gold worth of diamond dust.
Oh, and then
Uh,
everybody in the party will get fixed?
That is the material requirement, yes. The financial requirement is the other half that we'd have to fulfill, which if we manage to get out of here with like the gold bars okay, then
Yeah, we should
that,
be
that would
okay.
be fine. Shove those
Well-
in the bag of holding and it's basically like, do you want to get paid in ingots?
Yeah, right.
You want coins or ingots? Because we have both.
Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, sweet. Then yeah, okay, awesome. Good, because I can't wait to be able to, use perception and not have to
God,
be at
yes.
disadvantage. Because I mean, my perception is a +10, and I'm like, come on, let me just use that.
Technically, I know this modification has been made, but technically, with you rolling at disadvantage on perception,
Yeah.
your passive takes a -5.
Oh, of it just not being able to be spooked type of thing. Okay.
No,
Yeah.
no. That feat still takes effect. It's just your passive, which is an ungodly high,
Uh-huh.
is now semi-normal.
Okay. Yes, I definitely want that back to really high. I see all. I freak about all.
Right.
So one of the things Carl will do before we head out of there, so that it's obvious when you pick it up, or if anyone were to pick it up, so that they know whose ore this is. He takes out his screwdriver and starts just kind of like tracing kind of like a line into the ore, not really like cutting it or anything, but he uses magical tinkering. And once he's done tracing like the sigil into it, this like real light sigil, an image of Carl in his drow dwarven form, just kind of like very much like the what's his face from Borderlands, the asshole salesman.
Sure.
Like basically like a picture of him like winking with a thumbs up shows up floating like just above the ore
Mm-hmm.
as he
Nice.
magically tinkers that onto there.
Nice. All right, sweet. And on the way out, I just Tenny, if you weren't smithing, what would you want to be doing?
I've honestly never thought about it. That magic shit that's going on with your friend there. That'd be something interesting to read. I might fall asleep while reading it, but might be interesting.
All right.
Not
Well-
so much of a. I can kind of teach you some tricks. It's not much something you read about necessarily, but it's kind of a learned thing, you know.
Sure. I don't know, man. My dad made friends and it helped him out. I'm not the best at making friends, and if you guys want to be that outlet for me, I'm not saying no, but as you can tell, I'm not like super good at talking.
All good, bud.
Kind
If I
of
come
dry.
across some fun books for you in my travels, what can you read? Common?
Yeah,
All right, I might pick something
little
up
bit
for you.
dwarvish.
Okay.
Pretty good at that. There's some words that trip me up, but they're more the obscure ones. So yeah, dwarvish and common. Yeah.
All right.
Sounds good,
I'll
man.
keep that in mind.
All right.
Real quick, is there a? I'm sure there is one, but is there a jeweler in town I need to pick up a few kind of gems for this and that kind of thing.
Yeah, but depending on who you're talking to, is it kind of an asshole? An asshole or a bitch? That's not clear enough. Sorry, there are two people who work as jewelers.
So one's an asshole and the other's a bitch, huh?
A little
I'm
bit.
down with either one.
Yeah.
A little
All
bit.
right.
I mean, like they're going to try to rip you off.
Good to know.
Oh, okay.
So see through
Thank you
their
for the tip
bullshit.
on that.
Call them
Yeah.
out. Don't act like Don't act scared.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We can do that.
All right. Wow.
Don't get in trouble with the city guard. I know
No,
they're
no,
trying
no.
their best to make changes, but it's rubbed people the wrong way, and it's also helped slightly. You don't have as many people extorting, stealing, and robbing, but some people in particular trades still try.
All right.
All good.
Yep.
Well, thank you
Well,
very much.
Have a good
Yep.
one, guys.
Yes,
right.
absolutely.
We
And
walk out and yeah, I just turn to Carl and go, I've got thaumaturgy, so if they try to like spook us, I could like change my eyes or something, or yell at
Wow.
them in a booming voice if needed.
you've got me.
All right.
That too.
Also, some ancillary information, just so you're well aware.
Yeah.
Each ingot's going to weigh approximately 5 pounds.
Yep.
Okay.
What he's requested of you in cost will essentially take away 2.5 ingots from you.
How you doing? All
Okay.
right.
Ironically enough, you're going to be getting 12.5 ingots.
That works out nice.
So you'll be walking out with 10 ingots worth of gold.
Perfect. And that'll actually work out quite nicely because then when we go to pay for the greater restorations, we can be like, okay, so I know it's not coin, but do you take gold ingots?
Right.
Just smack those down and be like, I hope this is okay.
Right.
Right.
You like
Donation
untraceable
to-
money?
A donation to the church.
And untraceable gold kits.
I mean, what was he charging? He's charging like 150, right?
Yeah.
150.
Cast 5 times.
Divided by 5, right? 50.
Yeah.
So, ironically enough, that's kind of funny. 150, right?
Mm-hmm.
150.
That's 3 pounds worth of gold.
Yep, and you'll have 5 pound ingots.
Nice.
Yep. So it'll be a larger donation, but I think the amount of times you cast it, it'll all kind of net itself out pretty nicely.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
We'll just be able to hand them a few ingots and be like, this will just cover everything.
Yeah. Right.
We know you'll be good for it. Here's just everything up front.
Hell yeah. Okay.
But, all right, well, let's hit this fucking general store and
Yeah. Go to the general store, and if you don't mind grabbing that, I'm gonna use the restroom real quick, so I'll be RB.
What's going on with everyone else? You guys are just sitting back and enjoying the show that Carl and Jorn are putting on?
Pretty much.
pretty much.
So frickin' lootly. This is great. This is gold.
God damn it.
I'm,
The timid Smith. Oh my god.
The Smith who fucking hates his job.
Stoner Smith.
I know, but
My parents told me I had to get a job, man. Bullshit, man.
it's bullshit.
He never fucking said man.
Yeah, I don't really like working, I'm not passionate about it. I'd much rather play my lute, go to like rehearsal days at the local tavern,
Oh Jesus Christ!
You
Tom,
don't
you
know
do that
your
too well.
life.
I just want to go to Westgate to get some new bearings for my wagon.
They got them at the station, man. I want to go there. Like, why won't you let me be a fucking like sailor? I can
Bro.
join the empire and be a sailor and be happy. Why do I
Dude,
gotta hang out with old Ben?
you realize that gold is only a precious metal because we like it and it's shiny.
I
It's
don't
all
wanna-
made up.
Why do
All
I need
you
to
gotta
work?
do,
Why do
all
I
you-
need to work on a dirt farm?
right? Why can't we all just go back to the barter system? Trade some eggs for this shirt, and we'll just all live happily, man.
What is going on?
I mean, the last time we got a golem from those wandering caravans, its like head exploded, and then we had that other one that was kind of worked, but we needed a whole lot of work on it. Then it started talking crazy stuff like it knew my dad and things. What the hell, man? Like, why do I have to go see old Ben? There's something about a princess. I want to see the princess again.
So he also informs you that the jeweler is located near the city center.
Mhm.
So right
Okay.
around there.
Okay.
Well, there's two in town, so if one pisses me off and I don't eat them, I can go
Oh
eat
no,
the
they
other.
both work at the same facility.
Oh.
Just
Oh,
who you're
okay.
working with. Who
Great.
are you
That's-
working with?
Well, we're gonna hit the general store first, and then go hit the
Yeah,
dealers.
yeah,
Because if I
sure.
can't find what I need at the general store, then I'll unfortunately be forced to go see those assholes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, do you just need like tools or something, basically?
No, I need it. Like raw gems would work fine. Like I don't need anything fancy. I can grind down the gems. Like I need jade, and I need a gem worth 100 gold.
Oh, okay.
It's right down here. General store is down here.
So on the way
All right.
back, we can hit that.
Yeah.
If we have
So-
to.
As you're walking out of the industrial district,
Yep.
you notice a farmer's market. Ironically enough, stocked with a fair amount of exotic fruits and vegetables. Lots of people bustling around trying to get their food, trying to get their fill. You notice that it's a good portion, like a good 50-60% are sailors, and they're trying to buy large quantities for their trips ahead. For out of character people, there's hardtack also being sold here.
A lot of like the typical provisions then.
Yeah, typical provisions.
We should restock, in all honesty. I don't know. I mean, I've probably ran through my shit.
I mean, I don't care what I eat. I just eat.
Well, I need food.
I mean, that
I
sounds
might
like
be
a
the
you
only
problem,
one. Yeah, right. So yeah, I'm gonna walk up and just buy some hardtack.
Okay.
Just something for getting around.
All right.
So
That'll
yeah,
that'll put you back about 3 copper. Enough
Okay.
for a good amount of provisions, some salted meats.
okay,
You're restocking your 2 pounds of daily rations.
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, that'll give you the equivalent of about 5 to 7 worth of rations.
Okay, cool.
So
That'll
it's
do.
either 3 or 4 copper, 5 or 7. Okay.
Yep. Sounds good.
Meanwhile, I'm gonna try to find somebody who's selling nails and like
Yeah.
hinges. And just be like, I don't care. Just
Yeah,
You
you can see
literally-
that could definitely be found at the general store where
Yeah,
most.
so we'll just head straight to the general store.
Ah,
I just
okay.
grabbed some hardtack real quick, and then
you're just grabbing
Figure-
that on the way then.
Yeah, figured
Yeah,
you guys would be
no,
walking
yeah.
through the farmer's market. So.
yeah, I wasn't
Perfect.
sticking around long. I'm not browsing. I was just like,
Perfect.
oh yeah, I need to re up on that. That's all.
Mhm.
Okay, never mind then.
He was saying that because I actually need to eat.
Yeah.
Well, not just that, but a good chunk of your party also needs to eat. Just what?
Yeah, well, most of them eat kind of everything. I'm the one that can at least eat hardtack, but I will let them all know that there is a market that they can go to and figure out what the fuck they eat.
Yep.
You get real food.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm. But yeah, as you walk up to the general store, it's not as busy as other locations around. This is more closely resembling a domicile, like a live-in community, rather than a
So this is
heavy
like
trade.
the corner store.
Yeah.
We're hitting a bodega.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I mean, it's a bit larger. It definitely has
Yeah.
everything you're gonna need.
Right.
But yeah, when you go in, you're looking for bits and bobs, nails, hinges, and you're trying to find a gem.
Trying to find some jade and trying to
Jade?
find yes.
Roll a percentile. 65 and up, you will find what you need for jade.
I don't need necessarily great quality.
So no jade at this store.
Okay. The only
However,
other thing that
You're
go
looking
ahead,
for a
sorry.
gem worth 100 gold.
Yeah, that'd be the only other thing that I'd be really looking for, and even then, if I don't find it here, it's not a big deal.
75 and up. Roll again. Yep. So not looking out too terribly in the more components that you're looking for. You probably have to go more of a specialized spot for what you need.
Jeweler.
Yep.
Fuckers.
Hey, I gave you a chance, man.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Yep. Well, I just might eat somebody today, and then I'll just tell the judge, hey, well, you wanted to know more about me, huh? Well, guess what? I eat people.
Giant
So-
people.
So as you walk in, you're definitely able to find all the nails and hinges and whatever adornments you're going to find. And if you're just looking for the stuff for the door, it's 2 copper.
Oh, sweet. I got that. Okay.
All right.
Let me take that out of my inventory.
Yeah, we're just looking for the bare bone basics for the door. We don't
Yeah,
even
like
give a
some
shit if it's
absolute
like,
bullshit.
we
yeah.
found like a bent nail. It's like, yeah, good enough.
Right, we can slam it in there or unbend it. Yeah,
We don't fucking care.
yeah, it really doesn't matter at this place. That's
Let
for
Grot
sure.
chew on it for a second.
Right,
Yeah, well, the hinges barely move. Fine, that's perfect.
right. We'll have Gross spit
If they
on
look
them.
too clean, Carl will like dirty them up with prestidigitation.
Right.
Get a little pre-rust on there.
Tina.
Yeah, patina. Yeah.
Tina, that shit.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you much. And then,
Mhm.
I guess we head over to the jeweler.
Yep.
Yeah, unfortunately.
About another
Alright.
hour's worth of travel, finding the jeweler's location. You walk in. It is a relatively fancy looking building. It has primarily glass doors. Bit heavier than normal. But you walk in and there are tables all strewn about, and then various types of jewels and gems and jewelry, all behind glass partition walls.
Okay.
Something you would find
in
at like
his-
Go on, sorry.
I was gonna say, as on the approach, for lack of a better word, pocket, Carl will transform the screwdriver into like a jeweler's loop, and like the jeweler's tools
Okay.
ahead of time. So we're not dealing with that mess when we walk in there, and they're like, "Oh,
Right.
well, I want that tool. That's a really fucking sick ass tool."
Mhm.
You can just pull the jeweler's loop and be like, interesting. You're full of shit.
Right. Okay. So you walk in and you see a woman behind the counter. Hello. How are you today? What can I do for
Good.
you?
I'm looking for a few things. Unfortunately, the general store didn't have what I was looking for, and the markets seem to be more provision based than some trying to ply their trade of goods. But I'm looking for a bit of jade and some larger gems.
Surely. How much jade are you looking for? I have about 3 pieces of increasing size. This chunk here will net you about 125 gold worth. This one will be closer to, I'd say, she takes her little eyepiece out and looking at closer to 60. And then this small one here, I could make you a bargain at 15.
Well, unfortunately, I'm kind of caught between a rock and a hard place. It seems I need a little bit more than. Well, actually, no. I take it back. The 15 might work. Sorry, I thought I needed a bit more than that. But the smallest piece. I don't need much, unfortunately. Or
All right.
fortunately, I don't need a whole ton of it, and I don't.
What are you
certainly
looking
need
to do
any-
with it?
Oh, I do a bit of this and that when it comes to tinkering with things, and unfortunately, that happens to be one of the components, reagents I need to make the small
Oh, then you
device.
might need more than what you're saying, especially if it's a used component.
It's not something that it's not really a device I'd be using often, so I'd only need just a small piece.
I mean, you could always, buy extra just in case.
Well, maybe we
Sorry.
can talk about that, but the other item I think you'd be a bit more interested in. I need something fairly sizable. I doubt you'd have any sort of kind of like heartstones or anything like that, but I need a fairly sizable gem.
Heartstone. What do you define as a heartstone?
Basically, it'd be a gem worth about 100 gold for like the servant.
Okay.
Um,
What value you say?
around about 100 gold.
Okay. That's a sizable piece for what you're looking for. I might have something, and she excuses herself for a moment, walks into the back room, and she pulls out a relatively large wad of like rose quartz,
Mm-hmm.
and I think this might suit your fancy. It's a bit pricey. 100 gold is the value you're looking for. I could part with 125.
May I?
For 100?
As he motions towards
25?
this thing,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll
You
pull
look
out
at
a
it.
jeweler's loop. Yeah.
Yeah.
You look at it, and it is valued at about 102.
Yeah.
Would this actively work then for the automaton?
Yep.
Or for the perfect.
Oh,
Yeah,
it'll
this
get the
will
job
work.
Okay. I suppose. I mean, it's a bit larger for the needs to make this fit into the.
Incredibly uncut. I mean, if I were to sculpt it, that would increase the price, but it would reduce the
No, no,
size.
no,
What are you
I
looking for exactly? Are you looking for size and efficiency? Are you looking for value? What is it in particular?
Value in particular is the biggest thing. I can shape and polish as needed to get to where I need it to be, but I need a sizable gem to conduct the energies that it will take to create. Like I said, I'm a bit
I'm
of
not
a
interested
tinkerer.
in any of that. That's fine.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So, that'll be a total of 140 gold for the two pieces. One rose quartz, that is very large, and one jade piece.
That rose quartz seems a bit high.
Yeah. How about a
It
bit
is a
of
rare find. We
How
haven't
many
had
you-
time to reduce and increase the value.
how about a bit of barter? Would you take magical jewelry perchance as something a bit in trade?
How can I determine whether or not it's magical?
Well, I mean, you're
I'm not any sort of magician. All of the bits and bobs I have here are mundane and normal. How would I be able to verify?
Were you able to know that gem is only worth 102?
I've been doing this a long time.
No,
Sorry,
yeah.
sorry.
I was
You're talking
talking
to Carl.
Yeah.
Carl, I don't think would have said anything out loud.
I didn't
Okay.
say anything out loud. I just kind of nodded when I looked at it and was looking through the loop and like, yeah, this is acceptable.
He knows that it is the value that he needs.
Oh,
And
okay.
she had presented it as being worth about 100. roughly.
125.
Yeah.
Or she said it was worth 125 and it's worth 102.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why I was like, you sure you
Okay.
want to just straight
Okay,
buy
okay,
that?
okay.
This piece should suit what you need for your 100 gold value. I can part with it for 125.
Well, if that's the so okay, sorry, I misunderstood. I thought this was a piece that was worth 100 being priced at 125. It is a piece being worth or valued at 125 and priced as such. Okay.
Wrong.
Um,
When
No,
you
it's worth
investigated the piece,
102.
102, but priced as.
Yeah,
125. There's a
Yeah.
markup.
she's doing quite a markup on that.
Well, you know, it and you said this was. I know this would be adequate for my needs, as I said, but the value doesn't. I mean, you have these flaws, and he starts kind of pointing out certain things. And it's
Oh,
like,
of course, it needs to be. It
I know
needs to
it
be
needs to be
curtailed to the
worked.
piece.
It's just 125 seems to be an awful lot for this kind of
Well, I
piece.
have to make a living.
Oh, certainly, but you can do. There are far more reasonable markups. And like I said, I can trade in jewelry if that is something that you would so wish. But
What kind of jewelry do you have?
well, like I said, I have a couple of magical rings, but you seem to be against the whole idea of something magical potentially like that.
I don't know if it works.
108 sounds fair to me.
Otherwise, I mean, I have a few gems, but
Oh no, that's me staring her down and saying 108
Excuse me, sir. I'm
sounds
doing
fair to me.
business with this man here. You can wait your turn.
I use
He is-
thaumaturgy and dim the lights for 1 minute,
That's
and then I
uncomfortable.
stare her in the face and say, I said 108 sounds fair to me.
You can wait your turn.
Oh wow, she didn't even. Oh yeah, I guess I gotta roll intimidation, don't I?
If you want to, go ahead.
Yeah,
It is a mental check, so it is at
Yes.
disadvantage.
Nah.
You can
Nah.
wait your turn, sir.
Ah, damn. I tried.
She's kind of like deadlocked right now with Carl.
Well, I gave it a go, bud.
Yes, I have some gems that are in fairly nice shape, but I doubt you'd be interested in any of those.
Piece for piece, it might not be bad. What exactly do you have?
A moment, if you would please.
Sure.
And he kind of like puts up a finger, and you see him just kind of like shifting around, like he's trying to like get a nice big wad of spit, and just kind of like goes back to hawk for a loogie, and like just spits up a couple of the rubies from the bag of holding.
Okay.
Sets those on the table, perfectly dry. I mean, there are a couple of pieces, but or on the
That
counter,
was
I should say.
unnerving.
Yes. Long story short, don't ask too many questions. It's a terrible condition, really.
I tend not to. It is the trade that I deal in. Just
It's
how
a
you
blessing.
obtained them is.
Oh no, I made these. It's a bit of a blessing and a curse, if you will. Believe me, if you've ever had allergies, it's not a good time for me. These come up all the time. It's not great. But please,
Interesting.
by all means.
I'll be sure not to catch allergies then. How much of the ruby are you looking to part with?
I just kind of like, because I know these were just like a ton of random pieces.
Yes.
So I probably would have grabbed one that would have been probably worth like 5 gold and one worth probably like maybe 10, because I know you said they were smaller.
Yeah, they're a bit smaller, but you have
Be like-
looking at the bag right now, you have an accumulation totaling about 64.
Yeah, I'm just trying to pique her interest here a bit more and see if I can't play this to my angle.
Sure. Roll a persuasion check then.
Hey, the thing that Carl's not great at.
You did better than me.
At disadvantage is not terrible. Oh. I can cut 15 gold off of the pieces. But that is the most I can give you for these two.
Okay.
Okay.
That
So that'd
seems
be the-
reasonable.
And if you said that it was a 10 and a 5, she's giving you market value.
Yeah. Okay.
be like 15 off, so that's 110
Math.
for that. And the other one was, how much did you want for the fucking jade?
The jade would have been 15. So
So
you'd be
she's at least
changing out
premium.
the ruby for the jade.
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest. Such a small piece of jade that's unrefined and unfinished, it's not going to go anywhere anytime
But it is.
soon.
It's just
No, it's-
smaller.
It is finished.
It would be finished. It is smaller, which is why its value is as high as it is. It would look like
Yeah.
it would be set into a necklace pendant.
So the other stuff she has is like the unrefined stuff then.
Yeah, larger.
The big
What,
stuff she didn't.
Yeah,
really
what's
get
the
refined
medium-sized
yet.
piece again? What? Yeah, I think it said that was like what, 20 or 30.
No. It was one. God damn it! You're making me remember.
It
the
was like a
prices again.
huge amount. It was like
Yeah.
150 or 160 worth, and I'm just like, that's way too fucking much. And the next one down was like, actually,
I
wasn't
think
it
in
like
the
50?
60s. No, I
60,
think so. Here, I think it was 110, 60, and 15.
Yeah. Okay. So how much?
Set the record straight for that.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Okay. Thank you.
I gotta write these fucking values down now. Let's go back to the VOD and actually check.
Domino, run it back.
All right, reversing time.
Hold the replay.
Yeah, it was the quartz that seems overpriced. Which
Yeah,
it
the
is.
quartz is overpriced for what it is. Yeah. Tell you what. You don't deal with the magical often, I see. What if I told you that these were no ordinary rubies? You see, as he
They
takes
came
his...
from a faraway land, and you had to swim deep into the sea and retch it from sort of Triton's hold. Is that right?
As he holds up one of the rubies and he holds up the loop in the other one. Now, keep in mind, there's a slight trick to it, but these are known as gems of light. As he goes and he taps the loop to it, doing magical tinkering to make the ruby shine like a light, and sets it back down. A tap from a particular alloy makes these rubies glow.
That might be an interesting upsell. Be very specific to the buyer. They would need to be cut. Might make a good ring for someone.
Something sparkly, shiny, particularly shiny.
I
A
can
showpiece,
knock off-
if you would.
I could knock off for that one ruby. And the smaller one as well, assuming they both can light up.
Oh, absolutely. And he taps the other one, and it also displays. So that is now 3 active magical tinkering effects within this town. So
I could add another 45 gold to your trade. But you have to separate yourself with this alloy that you speak of.
Alloy.
give me some. Okay. I will need to prepare a little bit of it to separate. So that will take some time. But if you can certainly
I'm
take
here for the rest of the day. And
Yes.
half of tomorrow, but not the day after.
Okay.
I hope you don't have a ship that leaves very soon.
We'll be in town for at least a few days. We're getting some other work done on some pieces of more rugged gear. So it'll take some time for that to be done. We have some business in town anyways, so we'll be
Truly.
here for a little while.
I hope to see you soon.
Yeah.
By the way, if you have to deal with my partner, he won't take to this sale. Just a forewarning. He's a bit cold in his approach. Just be sure you look for me. I'm Kelly, by the way.
Pleasure to meet you. I'm Carl.
Nice to meet you, Carl. Nice to meet you too.
Oh, well, no, that would. Because I always like doing business and I like doing try to always break the ice, as it were, with a sale. Do you happen to have some scraps of brass that you might be willing to part with for a small fee?
How much are you looking for?
Really, I'd be looking for like just kind of. I would say to make the meter. Thinking a couple pounds worth of just scrap metal.
Okay.
Nothing like super fancy. It could be
Yeah.
like
Well,
what
you
you would
might
use
be
for
able
like
to
a
get
jewelry
that from the
box.
smith for a bit cheaper, to be honest, bud.
Well, I need more like jeweler's grade metals for this.
Oh, okay.
Certainly. If you're looking for approximately 3 pounds worth of brass, I could separate it for, let's say 6 gold. That'll be a fair price. It's of the highest quality, as she says with a little, little tremble in her throat.
Let me see a couple of the pieces, if you would mind.
Surely. And she brings out, and it's pieces that didn't necessarily work well for like a piece of art. Like it wasn't shaped properly, or it kind of bent askew. Totals out to about 3.5 pounds worth. If you were actually like investigating for the value, roll an investigation check.
Actually, not for the value necessarily. He'll take out a chunk of the quartz that he had mined that resonates with magic.
Okay.
And first and foremost, he'll take his loop once again and tap the rubies and put them away.
This is the quartz that you got from the
the cave.
The cave. As soon as you do, nothing happens.
What?
There is no like magical resonance anymore.
Oh, in that quartz?
In that quartz.
Weird.
Well, I mean, like, I thought it had to be charged with energy.
Oh. This is the one that you found in the mine.
Yeah, this is the stuff from the wall that we pulled off.
Right.
And like as soon as I pulled it from the wall, it lost its magic, which was fine because it's able to conduct it. From what I was able to investigate, it would work for what I'm trying to build.
Yes, but
that is the end goal.
It needs to be charged with something.
Yes. So I tap the 2 rubies and kind of swallow them as I get a chunk of the quartz out, and I kind of like shape a bit of the brass and kind of like connect it up, and then take the loop and tap the tinkering through it to. Or I'd use like prestidigitation or something, and like tap it to try and charge the quartz through the brass to see if the brass would conduct.
It does, but the charge within the quartz doesn't last long.
That's fine, because the prestidigitation is it basically, as long as it shines as bright as like what I would expect the levels of energy from a cantrip to be.
Sure.
And I would know that this material would actually conduct properly.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this seems to be somewhat adequate. You said 6 gold for the 3 some odd pounds here worth of scrap metal.
Yes. Yeah, we were trying to make a fixture based off of a customer's request, and these pieces were just incredibly stubborn. Didn't want to be shaped appropriately.
Price, but
Well, if maybe you had some, I don't know who the set maker or setting maker is, or who the caster or sculptor is of these pieces, but certainly a finer hand would have likely have done a better job. However, 6 gold seems to be an all right price. Here,
and he will hand her 6 gold.
Okay.
All right.
So the trade is not happening for the other pieces yet.
Not yet.
Okay. So she will hold on to the large chunk of quartz. She will hold on to the small piece of jade. She will write out a promissory note, just like just like the smith did, Tenny,
Mm-hmm.
and say that you will hold on to these pieces and refuse them for sale for the next week.
Sweet.
Oh, and no, that's all right. I don't need to do any sort of stamp or actually melt a little wax if you would please. I would like to officiate with my seal as my end of the promise on this. As Carl pressed, basically like as she's getting the wax ready, Carl would prestidigitate a seal with basically like his face winking with
Yeah.
the thumbs up, and would push that down in the seal.
Which
And then
face?
Is
Ironically enough, it's just a chest that is holding its thumb up because there is no wink with a single eye.
right.
but there we go.
All right.
So there is no mistaking who is the promised customer.
Surely, that is a unique emblem you have there.
Yes, I do enjoy it thoroughly. I'm a bit of a well, I like making things that are a bit showy and flashy. But in any case, I will see you another day once I've had a chance to make some of this alloy, and we'll go from there. And with that, he will look over to Bjorn and shall we rejoin the others? I'm sure it's been a while. They're probably
Yes,
wondering
of
where the
course,
hell
of
we
course,
are
of
if
course.
we're not, being accosted by these ever wonderful guards who are everywhere. It seems.
Yes.
They
So all the while, what the fuck was going on with everyone else?
Well, there was one quick thing. Oop,
go on.
sorry, my computer just went into sleep mode. Hadn't moved the mouse in a minute. So as we walk out, once the door is closed, I kind of turn to Carl real quick and go, I don't remember how illegal magic is in this town, but next time we go in there, I'm gonna have Zone of Truth ready, and we're gonna get a normal price for everything.
sounds good to me.
And then now we can go back to, on to everybody else.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm guessing we're kind of just at the point Carl and Yorn just left. And
Yeah,
it's just kind of the rest of us standing around looking at, this door
the
thing.
basically
I mean,
finished
they've
door.
been
You're
totally
waiting on our
gone.
shit for
Huh?
hours.
Totally gone for like 3 hours.
Yeah, literally.
It is now closer to midday. Bordering on like afternoon, like late afternoon. Mainly because a lot of the shit that had happened in the morning was the building of the door and the meeting with the judge.
Mm-hmm.
Shadow's gonna look over to Gra and go, "You hungry?"
Yes. And I'm just kind of like laying on the ground still, or next to my door.
I wanted to do some fishing. You want to go with?
And I'll get up on my legs and my tail kind of wag a bit, like, yeah, okay, I'm down. Oh yeah.
Every 3 fish I catch, 1 for me, 2 for you.
And I just like nod.
And then he's gonna hop on his back and go look at the rest of the party and go, "You guys want to come with?"
I'll give like a little glare as he gets on my back, but I'm not gonna stop him.
And Shadow's just gonna gently pat you and go, "Thank you."
Roll a perception check.
Perception check?
Yeah.
Okay. Not great.
No.
Hard to tell, but you get the understanding that you're surrounded by salty sea air and that the strongest scent is coming from the north.
All right, I'll go north.
Okay. You walk through farm fields. As you get into the farm field area, a lot of local farmers are assaulted by you two at the sight of you and wondering what the fuck is going on.
Shadow's just gonna wave at them.
There's a very timid wave back from a young child as his father is trying to grab him and pull him away.
Shadow's just gonna pull the fishing rod from his tackle and just kind of point at it.
Daddy. No, go. Back to work.
Shadow's just gonna shrug and keep looking towards the nearing coast.
Mm-hmm.
Because my perception is awful, I'm going to ignore everyone and keep going north. I'm just doing this like jaunty stroll, like doop-a-doop-a-doop, going through the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
Swear to God, if I have to go as a lawyer before the judge again.
What did you do? We went fishing, damn it! Do you not see my little, like, cap with the lures on it and my, Budweiser vest?
Pyro.
Shadow with a Budweiser vest would be adorable.
More. Pyro or Sport Cap some more. What are you guys up to?
Nothing. I'm staying in the inn.
No idea. Yeah, I'm probably at the end.
Barmaid comes around every now and then. Can I get you all anything?
More beer.
We don't, unfortunately, sell beer. It is a
Whiskey.
bit harder to make. Whiskey we have.
That's great.
Rum we have too.
Nah, whiskey.
Whiskey it is. All right. She pours you a shot's worth of whiskey.
A
Brings it
shot?
over.
Give me a glass. Damn.
Well, that's going to be a pretty penny, young sir.
What's a pretty penny? I don't understand that. I'm a simple wolf,
You're a bit bigger than a wolf. And the fact that you're talking
Whoa.
unnerves me. I was more accustomed to your friends. And that large one, the one scaly beast that you have that assembled the planks over there.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he is.
Yeah, neither am I. All right. Well, the shot would have cost you about 5 silver, but a glass's worth will run you about 3 gold.
Okay, that's fine.
Do you have the funds for it? Do you know what money is?
Damn.
Of course I do.
Well, all right then.
I tossed 3 gold at her face.
That's very rude.
Well, you said I didn't know what it was, so I just threw some rocks at you.
Very rude. She gives you your glass of whiskey. Roll a Constitution save.
All right.
See how fucked up you get.
Damn, where's it at?
Please don't kill everyone at the end.
What did I roll a con save for earlier?
Don't worry about it.
Fair enough.
Swear to God, if I have to be a lawyer for any of you assholes.
You're absolutely
shame.
about to be a lawyer for Pyro. I can see that coming.
Judge, I swear, we normally perform pretty well in cities.
Carl Chestington at your service.
Carl Birdman, attorney at law. Half drow.
On pause. That's what.
Oh, my bad.
Just drow and dwarf, attorneys at law. I'm all 3 attorneys. And the law.
All right, you're faring pretty well. You're getting a very, very warm feeling across your entire body. It is very, very tasty. Has a hint of oakiness and a really, really strong spice to it. But kind of difficult for
That
you to
sounds
drink.
like some decent whiskey.
Kind of difficult for you to drink, but you manage. A semi-narrow snout. Reaching into your glass. Some more.
Yes.
What's going on with you, buddy?
I honestly have no idea. I guess I'm
trying to
just gonna be
wander?
back in the room. I don't know.
Do you try to wander? Do you try to talk to some of the city guard? Do you try to talk to some of the people? Do
I'm
you
just gonna
drink?
wander around
friends?
aimlessly in the towns. Oh,
Yeah, that's exactly what you should be doing. Go to the
Yeah.
room.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I'm probably gonna end up killing someone, and I will need a lawyer.
Well, no, it's the fact that I don't know if you remember, but the guards
Oh, I do
recognize your
remember.
armor.
I do remember.
Don't
And I
go
wanted to cut
anywhere.
somebody down,
Yeah, please don't go
and
anywhere.
someone didn't let me.
I have no idea how we'll be able to get out of straight up murder.
Supervise him.
We can't. We're gone.
Or cap, please.
Yeah, I'm gonna be. I don't know.
I'm in my room. I'm not.
Yeah, I'm in. I'm gonna be back in the room. Work out.
You gonna play your flute again?
No, because I'm gonna die if that happens.
I don't think anything would happen if you play that flute. We killed them all.
Do not.
I'm gonna be the only one there, and I'm gonna be the one having to deal with it.
Yeah, he's gonna crit again and fuck everything up in the room.
Right after we just put the the new door's just kind of
The,
leaving it there.
the door is
So
gonna be
at
the
least
same
it's
thing
not
as like
up
my
yet.
cabbages.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be back in the room with Sport Cap because
I
Guys
mean, you
talk
can
about
hang at the
anything?
bar. You can drink a coffee and smoke cigarettes, you know.
You guys
nah,
talk
me.
about
I'm just
anything?
meditating in the corner.
That
Okay.
riveting conversation with someone who never speaks that we don't even know,
Yeah.
we don't even know if they can talk.
Right.
Okay.
You know, those are the best conversations, the ones that are one-sided.
So, are Shadow and I fishing right now? Like, did
Yeah,
we reach the ocean?
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know how to fish. So, starting out, I'm just gonna like shovel dirt, like big clumps of dirt from the beach into the ocean, and hope I hit some fish.
I'm gonna look over to him and just be like, actually, can you dig like a small hole and just see if you can't find some worms?
I guess. Then I'll do that.
All right. Roll a survival check.
Okay. Oh my god, everything is -1.
Given a little bit of time, you find enough worms for baits for Shadow.
Shadow's gonna put one on the hook and go, "Don't worry, buddy, I got the fishing."
Yep.
And cast her in,
Yep.
hoping
roll
for a little
survival check.
fishing.
All right, I'm gonna be like a dog on a boat, just like looking in the water, trying to like
Yep.
follow the follow the worm.
All right. Survival.
How long are you at it?
Say, I don't know, till I feel something bite, probably at least a half hour.
Okay. Yeah, in that time, you definitely catch some smaller fish. Definitely, it's a little bit harder for you to catch something, considering the water was recently just disturbed with a ungodly amount of
Dirt.
But given enough time, you are able to catch some smaller fish and then some larger fish using those smaller fish as bait. All in all, I'd say if you said half an hour,
Yeah.
then you would have caught your 3 that you had mentioned.
I'm gonna throw 2 of them. Like as I'm catching them, 2 of them are just gonna go straight into Graw's open mouth.
Yep, exactly. I was gonna jump for him.
All right.
So, and I'm gonna look over at him and I'm gonna look at mine and start kind of just snacking on it and go, "Ready to go back?"
And I'll just like nod.
All right. And then I'll just kind of walk next to him as I'm like munching on this fish and kind of holding my rod over my other shoulder.
So, Graw, roll me a history check.
Okay. Oh man, it's actually +1 for once.
Yet it's the same roll. You had not seen this task performed before this way.
Okay.
In your past, primarily was done like in riverbeds and done with spears. But this is new to you. Just sitting patiently waiting and not actively trying to hunt for the food.
All right. So as we're walking back, I'll just like I'll be eyeing his fishing rod and go, how does that work?
And like as he's sitting there, I'm just going, well, it's basically I'm using a small like the worm to attract something like a smaller fish to bite it. The hook then goes in his mouth, and I can pull it in with this line on the end of the stick.
So it's a lot like when before I met you guys, I would hang out in the caves and wait for a goblin to be alone, and for his orc friend to come by, and I'd eat him instead, or both.
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
And then I use the small fish from the worm to catch the bigger fish, like I just gave you. Because then I'm using bigger bait to catch bigger bait until I get the size that I want.
And you just see my eyes wander, thinking back on like the amount of times I've let let different smaller creatures like get eaten by something bigger, and I'm just like slowly smiling, like, yeah, okay, yeah.
All right. Cool. So, you all head back. You still wait about 2 hours or so before Carl and Yorn arrive from their fucking adventure.
It was quite an adventure.
As we're walking back, Carl's just like, so anyways, then I tell the judge, yeah, all you really need to do to clean up the mess, you need to get some sort of like large tarp or something, and then you can just roll everything up inside, and then you just got to get rid of that. But all you need to really do is just toss that into a river, and oh, hey guys, how's it going?
Shadow's just gonna wave.
Oh my god.
I'm just looking at him.
Sorry we took so long, guys.
I had to make a couple of detours.
That turned into an all-over town day instead of just a one-stop shop. So,
Yeah.
I learned that the old way I used to eat is called fishing. And I'll look at Shadow.
what's the old way you used to eat?
Do you want me to show you sometime?
Shadow's just gonna kind of put a hand up to Gra and go. Basically, he figured out that fishing using bait is similar to how he would try to get bigger food.
What did he fish, or was he just ambushing his prey?
He was ambushing his prey. I was actually.
Okay, yeah, all right. Yeah, sure. Yeah, fishing. Okay, yeah.
Graw's just like giggling to himself.
All right. Well,
I was the one that was actually fishing.
Yeah,
Well,
I figured.
let's get
Now-
this door fixed, shall we?
Yeah, definitely.
He pulls out the nails and the other bullshit. And he will also retrieve from the bag of holding, because he just does not give a flying fuck,
Mm-hmm.
a particular hammer that has been sitting in the bag of holding for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Roughly about 10-pound hammer that has been in his in the bag of holding. No. This isn't yours. This is. Where's the big lug? Yeah, whatever. Let's just put this door up.
Currently sitting in the room behind the door that you're trying to assemble.
Yeah. So where you get to see this rather familiar looking hammer that Carl is using to pound in the nails.
Hell of a reaction.
It's weird because there are like dwarven heads on each side. It's not super flat. But as soon as you strike what you need to, it strikes true.
I mean, he's kind of like choked up high on it and just kind of like smacking the heads against the nails, kind of leaving a few welts in the door as he's doing it. It's like, it's fine.
Yep.
Yeah, I really don't think this door needs to look pretty.
Oh, no. That's why I'm using this piece of shit.
Yeah.
As he holds up the hammer.
While you're doing that, I turn to Gra real quick and go, Gra, so did you do any fishing?
I tried, but apparently throwing big rocks in the water doesn't work.
Well, it will if the water's shallow enough and you can see the fish, because then you can just whip a rock at it. But that's like an ocean or sea or whatever. It's probably too deep. Now, what we could do, if you ever want to, if we ever acquire or get on a ship, the fish out there are much bigger and won't care to see a rope. So we could probably fashion a really long rope to your tail with a hook on it and a hunk of meat. And then you might be able to catch something really big, which could be fun if you ever want to do that.
Yeah.
Just keep that in mind. We might do that sometime. That sounds fun. I'm down with it.
You see Shadow just scratching his chin like, oh.
Yeah, he'd be the
a
pole.
really
Yeah,
big fish.
yeah, really big fish. Yeah.
I see this only going well.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I don't know what you're talking about.
Who's ready for Gra to be incapacitated again?
Well, no. See, now we're all ready to like hold you, and then have the whole boat get pulled down into the ocean by whatever you catch. It'll be really fun. But anyway, okay, back to the door.
Another map to make. Great.
I mean, if we ever get on a ship, if we don't, then you don't have
Says
to
we
wait.
have to be on a ship. Get into a nice bay.
You got to be somewhere deep enough for the rope. I mean, it's going to be literally a rope. Like, fish will see that and just not go to it. You got to be somewhere deep enough where the
foot drop-offs.
Yeah, you got to be somewhere where the fish is so big that a rope is like non-existent to them, and they just see the bait.
So I absolutely love that I have a regular hammer in my inventory, but no, I'm not using that. I'm using this warhammer.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
All right. So, with the door assembled, fully attached, everything is back to the way it was pre the playing of the flute.
Hell yeah. I go down and tell the innkeeper, hey, we fixed the door.
Up.
Sorry about that.
As we're in the
Yeah,
basement.
right. I forgot. We're in the basement. Let them know we fixed the door. Sorry again about the commotion and the busted door.
That was not.
but yeah.
That was not the most pleasant thing to find in the middle of the night.
Yeah, you're telling me. I woke up to a million rats coming in. I don't know what was going on, but by the way, we're not in jail, and you have a new door, which is probably newer than all your other doors. So, congrats.
Right.
And
Alright.
I think we'll be taking our leave then. So, as long as everything's in ship shape and whatnot, then yeah, we'll probably be on our way.
Well, it's sad to see you go.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we're gonna go look for a nicer inn. I don't really want to sleep on the floor again. So,
Best of luck with that.
yes, I'll see you. At least it won't be 3 gold anymore. And then I go round up the guys. And yeah,
Coughs a little bit at your comment, but
yeah. Well,
allows you to leave.
I go round up the guys and just let them know, hey, by the way, the judge told us that 3 gold for this place is extremely high, and we don't need to pay that unless the rooms are much nicer. So let's go find the nicer.
Okay.
Unless you guys really want to sleep here again.
Are you in the inn?
There's
Yeah, they're all in the inn at the moment.
Okay.
They were assembling the door and putting it back into place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
They would have passed you in your pretty tipsy state.
Yeah.
Buzzed. I'm a man. It's called
Yeah.
buzzed.
Nope, you are white girl. You're starting to become white girl wasted.
White girl way.
Oh my God, Becky! Hi!
I can't wait to dig up some corpses. I'm so hungry.
That would sound so fetch, girl. I would love a corpse right now. It's just
finger bones are really in right now. I have no idea.
oh my god, finger bones when there's just a little bit of rot on them. I can't get enough of them.
I got a bag of those. But yeah, so I basically explain to everybody, yeah, if we don't want to sleep in a place where like hundreds of thousands of rats come bug us every night, let's like go find somewhere else.
Okay.
Yeah, I still technically don't know why all those rats came in.
Well, none of us
I
really
just
know
figured
why.
This place is gross. And I mean, I like gross, but that's honestly just annoying. It kept me up. I wanted to sleep.
I turned to Yorn and said, "Yeah, it's three gold for a cup of whiskey. Let's get the fuck out of here."
Yeah, that's also extremely high. And
Yeah,
then I look
you
at her and go, not only you charge 3 for the room, you charge 3 for a glass of whiskey. Little steep. Little steep. And then, walk on out.
Best of luck finding better prices out there.
Yeah, we'll find him.
All
And then
right,
I
I'll
kind
see
of,
you soon.
yeah.
I could always
You
just.
won't.
I could just eat her.
You don't. We don't need to eat people yet. We'll find out later if we do.
During your stay, well, considering everyone else was in the basement, Pyro, during your stay, you would have seen people walking in and out, other people who are taking up other rooms within the building. Some adventurer types, people who are like traveling on the road, tradesmen, and then you also have some sailors. It's not terribly high in how many are actually there, as they tend to favor most likely places closer to the port.
So, you were wondering about town. Did we
Yep.
see like any other inns or anything?
Yeah, you would have. You would have seen nearer the general store. You would have seen a tavern called the Tipsy Stool. Closer to the jeweler. Oh, excuse me. Closer to the jeweler's location, you would have seen 2 of them. One of them called the Cavern's Creche, and another called Hallowed Halls. And in the industrial area, there is a shittier location that looks like it would probably be more rambunctious at night, called the Sailor Sanctuary.
All right, gentlemen, how fancy do you want to get?
Gato shrugs and goes, I just want to sleep somewhere comfortable.
I think you'd better out of this place.
Well, we can start with the hollowed halls, and then if that fails, we'll go to the whatever the other one is in that district. I apologize. And then if all else fails, we go down to the Tipsy Stool.
Okay.
Unless we want to hang out with a bunch of sailors and wind up eating people, and then I have to go explain to the judge why we ate people as the legs hanging out my damn mouth.
Maybe the sailors have some information we need.
There's that too. But you guys want comfort? Let's go for comfort.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I at least want somewhere where the price is gonna match, the stay basically.
And as you guys are walking along, Carl will disguise himself into the lawyer dwarven outfit with the slicked back hair and the like nicer looking clothes and appearance.
Okay. So you're heading to which one?
Hollowed Halls first.
Okay. The Hollowed Halls is found. So this was the location of your jeweler. The Hollowed Halls is at the end of the street.
Oh wow. Definitely gonna be the nicest place in town.
Yeah, there's another one in this district. I apologize for not writing the name
Cavern's Creche, and it is
Cavern's
across the street.
Beautiful.
Ah, okay.
So it is the one right here.
Beautiful.
Both of them are of nicer clientele and nicer design on the outside.
May we stop someone, before we go into either, and someone that looks like they might have been going in and out of these hotels, or just wait for someone to walk in and out, and ask them, the pricing of the two?
Oh, yeah, they would have told you that the Hallowed Halls, as they came out of there, they're charged about 7 silver a night. The beds are comfortable, nothing too terribly fancy. The rooms are a bit spacious, which is nice, and have a lot of excess storage for people who look to have an extended stay.
Nice.
They did try to go to Cavern's Creche, but it is a bit pricier than they wanted it to be.
Ooh.
At one gold, 5 silver.
We got ripped off so hard.
Yep.
Okay.
But the accommodations are a breakfast and a dinner.
Wow.
That everything is like wood on the outside, but stonework heavily on the inside. It is for people who are a little bit more well off. And then, as you were passing by the Tipsy Stool, in design, it is similar from what you could see on the outside to the Salty Swill. I think that's what it was called. The one you stayed at. Similar design, a little bit more orderly. Definitely looks like more of a. Just because the general store was there, it looks more like a tavern that most people in that area would go to have their local drink.
Where is this place?
This would have been right next to your general store.
Oh, okay. Well, that seems fun.
Mm-hmm.
But all right.
And then
sorry, go
your
ahead.
more rowdy location would have been here. Definitely, like, it's almost standing room only for your heavy drinkers.
We must do what I turn to Carl and go, we got to avoid that place at all costs.
Yeah, like I said, I don't want to have to represent us in front of the judge again.
Yeah,
Another
you
stupid
know
thing.
our group as well as I do. This town will burn if we go there. We can't go there. No one's allowed to go there.
Not a good time. Not
Yeah.
what
Okay. Then I guess after talking to the gentlemen or women, whoever we walked by, I turned to the group and go, since we stayed at such a shitty establishment, do you guys want to take one night in the really nice place and then the rest of the time in the other place for like 7 silver?
Okay.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
I don't care. I'm used to sleeping outside.
I know we have some gold, so.
We have money, but just let's have a couple of people go. Be on good behavior, please. Don't try to break
if
anything.
We're gonna have a nice night after the rat night. Everyone.
I mean, as we go in, don't try to like freak them out a bit. Like maybe,
for once, no spooky business.
Yeah. And basically, Carl's just gonna kind of go like a pace ahead of everyone else.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna follow Carl right behind Carl. We got this.
The more you're walking with them and everything.
Yep.
You catch a fair few amount of glances at you from guardsmen around, just wondering why you're with the troop you're with. Is the best you can ascertain from the looks that they're giving you.
We really got to get you some new armor.
Some more. You like to seem to attract attention, my friend. Maybe, I think you might be right. We might have to change out the armor a little bit here, but
at least throw like a cloak over yourself or something.
If only he didn't throw the cloak that he was given into a barrel.
Well, I think we're gonna have to buy him another cloak.
I did like it.
Maybe a bed sheet, something, anything. Just
we'll get him a cloak, something a little heavier. I feel like any windy breeze is gonna blow the bed sheet, and everyone's just gonna stare at his armor again. We'll get him a cloak. Doesn't have to be leather or anything fancy, but he needs some thicker material for sure.
Well,
I'm not opposed to a cloak, but the one you should have seen the one I was given. It was like a bed sheet.
Well, yeah, if it was like a bed sheet, it wouldn't have worked. So I understand that you didn't keep it, but we got to get you a thick, like I don't know the material, but like some thicker material cloak for you.
Would fur work?
Fur could probably work. I feel like it'll be more expensive. I was just thinking of some woven shit that's nice and thick, you know. I just don't know the material, but
Right. So you
yeah.
make your ways into Cavern's Crash.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we
Okay.
go to the expensive place and have a nice night.
You walk in. There's a man who's in semi-formal attire. He addresses himself as Bertram. He welcomes you to the Cavern's Crash and says, "How many are staying the night? We don't tend to accommodate some creatures of your sort, but most of the accommodations here don't seem like they might be destroyed if some of you were to place yourselves on them."
No worries. Everyone should be on their best behavior, and it'll be 7 of us total.
Shadow
How many
waves.
rooms?
Uh,
You
how
could
many
fit
rooms?
two to a room comfortably.
Okay. We'll take. So what? Well,
Yeah.
Grog,
everyone
do you
do
need
eat.
your own room? You're kind of big.
I mean, I wouldn't be against that.
4
Yeah.
rooms? I'm thinking 4 rooms.
Yeah.
That will be 6 gold for the night.
Of course.
Dinner
I'll
is
pay.
leg of lamb.
Shit.
Yep.
Dinner will be served in about. He looks at his employees. A few hours. We will ring the bell when you are to be summoned.
Yeah. I reply thank you very much and hand him 3 silver
3 silver.
as a tip.
Oh, okay.
You know.
I was just about to
No,
say.
he's.
Hey, excuse me.
Well, no, it's as a tip, trying to act like we got money so that he doesn't worry about us too much,
Very
like
kind of you, sir.
yeah, of course,
Shadow, Shadow like digs around in his bag for a little bit, and then he like you see him pull out 2 gold coins, and then kind of like has to jump and place them on the top of the counter.
Oh, don't worry, I paid for the rooms. I got this one. I was
Nice.
just tired of the rats. I got the rooms, boys. And don't worry about
heard
tipping
about
the
that
guy.
too.
Yes.
Yes,
Oh, that was our room. It sucked. That place
Where
is
did you
terrible.
stay?
Where was it? The Swill, whatever.
The Salty Swill.
Yes.
Yeah.
The salty swell was. Well, we spoke with the judge earlier today about that establishment and its standards of care, and frankly, they were absolutely appalling.
Well, we were
But
so tired after our days and days of travel that the first place we came across, we took it, thinking, we just need a good night's sleep. And then we didn't even get it. We had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of rats come crash through the door in the middle of the night. It was the last I ever hoped to see of that place.
Julie does have a tendency of raising a price on people who are unaware.
Oh, she definitely got us good. We were very tired and weary
If you
and
would
not
like to
thinking
submit
about
a
it.
formal complaint to the main hall of the city, as to reprimand her formally via the guard, that is an option presented to you.
Well, thank you for the news on that.
Extortion is no longer supposedly allowed within the city because of the god's implementation.
Well, very nice.
However, she
Thank you
seems
very
to have
much.
not gotten the note.
Well, I think after speaking with the judge earlier today, I think the situation will be resolved.
Mm-hmm.
Very well. Here are your keys to your rooms, and hands you the keys, and you have to walk a fair ways, as it is
Cool.
kind of a maze to get around, but you do eventually find your rooms, and the accommodations are pretty lavish. Again, a lot of the furniture is like stonework and wood blended pretty well. The beds
Nice.
are incredibly comfy.
Hell
and,
yeah.
Pretty spacious.
We're
As-
sleeping good tonight, boys.
Okay. Do you guys want to end there tonight?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll get a cloak, but I still remember that event because you got a super kick out of that, and
I
you
did.
when I asked if there was a barrel outside the shop, and I just dropped it in the barrel.
Yep.
Well, don't worry. I mean, you get to come shop for a cloak. You don't just. We're not just gonna go buy it for you.
I know I was given one, and I didn't
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah, and that's fine. But I promise you, we are not paying for a nice leather cloak for you.
I do not want leather.
Okay.
Alrighty.
So, just bit point of clarification here. Christo, no reaction at all to me using your fucking warhammer to pound in nails?
I don't think I was around when you did that because I
You
was
were in the room as he was hammering a door outside of your room.
Oh no.
With that fancy dwarven maul of thunderbolts?
No.
Magic ass warhammer that I'm using as a fucking carpenter's tool?
No. See, the thing is I might be attuned to it, but it's like, no.
You just don't give a shit about that thing, huh?
It's not that I don't give a shit about it. It's just that we don't. I know of a situation I can use it in. I'm gonna have to give up the shield. The two-handed.
Okay.
And I have a feeling that might be coming up here shortly.
Alright. Well, until then, it's a pretty shitty
It's
hammer.
gonna
to
hammer
use for-
nails for now.
Exactly. It's gonna be a doorstop. It's gonna be a
don't
means of
tell
hammering nails.
Just don't tell Brock that you used it as a fucking hammer. I think he'd
That's
full
getting
shit.
brought up. It'll be funny as shit.